Champion Lawyer, Part 2. The second case involved a struggling businessman in Berdichev that he was having no success at all, and he was desperate to make a living, and he decided his best hope was to travel a great distance away and there to seek his fortune. His wife, however, was not happy with this idea. How was she going to survive? How was she going to get by day to day? And the man had an idea. He told her that a wealthy businessman in town had hired him to be his field representative, and he would have to travel a great distance. But the man understood the problem and agreed that because he would have to be away for so long, that he would pay a weekly stipend to you, my wife, and this would happen every Thursday. So that satisfied the wife, and the man set off. But she wasn't so satisfied that first Thursday when she came to the office of the wealthy businessman and spoke to his clerk, saying, "I came for my weekly stipend." The clerk said, "I don't know what you're talking about. I never heard of you. I never heard of your husband." And she got very upset. She said, "What do you mean? My husband is not a liar. He said that your boss agreed to pay me a stipend each week." He said, "Please leave me alone with all your wild stories." And their voices raised, tempers were hot, and soon it was very, very loud. And the wealthy businessman, the one who owned the company, who was, of course, the man that we buried today, he came out to see what was the commotion. He listened to the woman's side of the story, and he said to his clerk, "She's correct. I'm sorry I didn't mention it to you. I agreed to the arrangement exactly as she stated. Please give her the money in the same amount every Thursday until her husband returns." So this went on for quite a long time. The husband was away much longer than he thought he would have to be. But when he returned, he was indeed wealthy in his own right. He had a God that showed him great favor, and he had exceptional success. There was a wonderful reunion with his wife, and he was very amazed when she told him that the arrangement worked out great. Every Thursday I got the money. I never had any problems the whole time you were gone. He couldn't understand, but then he figured out what must have happened, that the wealthy man, when upon hearing the story, had taken upon himself to lay out the money for his wife. So he sat down with pen and paper. He made a calculation of how much money he must have given her, and he ran over to see him to express his gratitude and of course to pay him back. But the man refused to take the money. He said, "We have no arrangement between us. We made no agreement. You told your wife that, but we didn't have any agreement. I helped her because she needed the help. I don't want your money. I'm not interested in selling my mitzvah." And Rabbi Levi Yitzchak said, and of course, again, I had to rule in his favor. Same ruling. You can't make a person take money if it's not for his own benefit, in his own opinion. The third case involved, Rabbi Levi Yitzchak continued, the third case involved another one of our townsmen who was in a desperate financial situation. He had actually been offered a great investment opportunity, but he just didn't have the capital and no way to acquire it. In desperation, he came to the man that we buried today and asked for a loan for the entire investment, which was quite a large sum. So our wealthy friend said, "But you say that you have no resources. Suppose it doesn't work out. Who's going to guarantee your loan? It's that you have nothing of your own." The man answered right away, "The guarantor of all." "Ah," said the man, "our Father in heaven. He is an excellent guarantor. On that basis, I agree to lend you the money." And he lent him this large sum for his investment. Indeed, the man had a good sense, and he had smelled out a good opportunity, and he was able to make a great profit. But it didn't happen right away. It was quite a while. Eventually, he came to pay back the loan. But the man that we buried today refused to accept it. He said, "You don't have to pay me. I've already been paid." He said, "What do you mean? I never gave you anything." He said, "The guarantor paid me. Not only he paid me everything that you borrowed, but a lot more also. I received a lot more also." The man, of course, was unable to accept this reasoning, and but the man we buried today, the deceased, refused to accept the money from him. Again, he was claimed against and brought to my court for a ruling, and again I had to rule in his favor. You can't make a man take money that isn't for his own benefit. Now, given those three extraordinary cases, don't you think this man was worth honoring, he said to the townspeople, even if he chose to portray himself as a miser?